What's up guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the best $50 budget loadout you can pick up right now in CS2. I'll be providing between 1 and 2 options for every item on today's list, and even if you go with the most expensive option, the total price of today's loadout will come in at $49.67. To start off today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the USPS. The first of 2 options here will be the Alpine Camo in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $1.77. It is also a pattern based skin where you can get a blue gem pattern. As you can see on the slider stop here, it is max blue. You can get some with more gold or blue depending on the item you pick up. The other choice we have for the USPS will be the Tropical Breeze in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $3.47. I personally think this fits into pretty much every budget loadout in CS2. It is one of the best budget USPS skins that you can get. Super bright, vibrant green and yellow, really stands out with CS2 lighting. If you're not a fan of the USPS, you can also pick up the P2000 Gnarled in minimal wear condition. This comes in at only 25 cents. I personally use the USPS skin, however this is still a great budget option. Moving over to the other starter pistol with the Glock 18, the first of 2 options will be the Moonrise in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $1.62. Just like the USPS Alpine Camo, it is a pattern based skin with some lucky patterns on the slider stop. You can get a star pattern, however you can also get the moon in different positions. And once again, just like the USPS, the second option we have is a nice bright green and yellow. This is the Nuclear Garden in minimal wear condition, coming at $3.71. Moving over to the P250, we only have one recommendation here. This is the Valence in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 52 cents. I'm a huge fan of how much the blue stands out on this weapon. It's not overdone with the entire weapon being a solid blue, however it looks extremely clean with a nice gray and black and white on this skin. Sticking with another blue skin, we're going to be picking up the 5.7 Sky Blue in minimal wear condition. This comes in at only 24 cents. This does have a lot more blue compared to the P250, however I do think the black and blue design to this weapon really stands out with CS2 lighting. For the dual Berettas, we're going to be picking up a budget version of the Emerald. This is the Polished Malachite in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 39 cents. Moving over to the Tech 9, once again we only have one option here. This is the Blue Blast in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 6 cents. There's 3 different shades of blue on this weapon, and I do think it looks extremely clean for under 10 cents. Taking a look at the CZ75, the first of 2 options here will be the Imprint in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 39 cents. It's an all gray and white skin in CS2, which pairs with pretty much any weapon or gloves. The other option we have for the CZ75 will be this Arcadis in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 42 cents. Finishing off the list of pistols, the first option we have for the Deagle will be the Serpent Strike in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $1.46. It does have some tiny scratching at the back of the weapon in minimal wear, so keep that in mind if you don't want any scratches. The second skin I would recommend for the Deagle will be the Light Rail in minimal wear condition, coming at $2.50. A lot of people compare this to the budget version of the Deagle Blaze, however I do think it's overall still a super clean skin. Taking a look at the SMGs, starting off with the P90, we're going to be picking up the Neo Queen in field tested condition, coming in at only 61 cents. If you're a fan of graffiti, this is definitely the best option. Moving over to the MP9, we're going to be picking up the Buff Blue in factory new condition. This comes in at only 31 cents. Once again, we have 2 different shades of blue on this weapon, however one of them looks closer to a purple. I definitely think it looks extremely clean with the nice gold tints throughout the weapon. Moving over to the UMP45, the first of 2 options here will be the Roadblock in minimal wear condition. This comes in at only 24 cents. It is one of the most basic skins on today's list, however it's still a great budget option. The second option I would recommend for the UMP45 will be the Continuum. You're going to want to make sure to pick this up in battle scarred condition for only 88 cents. When you do pick it up in battle scarred, it becomes a lot more purple compared to the simple black design it does have in factory new or even field tested condition. I definitely would recommend getting this over a 0.7 float. The first of 2 options we have for the Mac 10 will be the Calf skin in minimal wear condition. This comes in at only 12 cents. It looks like a super high-end skin, however it is very cheap. The other skin I would recommend for the Mac 10 will be the Ensnared in minimal wear condition, coming at only 24 cents. The nice simple white, black, and gray design to this weapon with some small cyan colors really stands out in CS2. Moving over to the main primary weapons, starting off with the FAMAS, we're going to be picking up the Faulty Wiring in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.19. The FAMAS is also a difficult weapon to find any good budget skins, however for only around $1, this is the best option. For the Galil AR, we're going to be picking up the O-Ranger in factory new condition, condition, coming in at only 49 cents. The bronze and orange design to this weapon really complement each other with CS2 lighting. Sticking with another skin that has some small orange details, we're going to be picking up the AUG Amber Slipstream in factory new condition, coming in at only 73 cents. Taking a look at the main primary rifles used in CS2, this is where a majority of the budget will be going. Starting off with the AK-47, the first option we have here will be the Phantom Disruptor in field tested condition, coming in at $7.63. The second skin you can pick up for the AK-47 on a $50 loadout will be the Ice Cold in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $11.92. It is the most expensive skin on today's list. However, even in minimal wear, there still is some small scratches. The one shown on screen right now is a 0.1 float, so try to look for one closer to that factory new. Moving over to the M4A1S, the first option we have here will be the Liquidation in field tested condition. This comes in at $6.48. The second option we have for the M4A1S will be the Solitude in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $8.33. This skin takes a huge step up compared to field tested. It is extremely scratched up in field tested. However, in minimal wear, there's very minimal scratches shown throughout the entire weapon. It is also a pattern-based skin, so if you aren't a huge fan of the one shown on screen right now, you can look around at all the other different patterns. Next up for the M4A4, the first option we have here will be the Tooth Fairy in field tested condition. This comes in at $4.64. This is the first M4 skin I picked up when I first came back to CS2. I do think it looks extremely clean, and a lot of people hate on this for no reason. The other choice we have for the M4A4 will be the Turbine in minimal wear condition. This comes in at $6.39. It has a super unique design to the skin, and it also has a nice light shining throughout when you do shoot the weapon. It is super unique to CS2, and I definitely think it is a great budget option. Moving over to the AWP, the first of two skins we have here is the Mortis in field tested condition, coming at $5.14. The other choice we have for the AWP, which is a fan favorite, will be the Aetheris in field tested condition. This comes in at $5.80. It is a little scratched up near the back of the weapon in field tested, so keep that in mind. The one shown on screen right now is a 0.27 float. Finishing off our $50 budget loadout, we're going to be picking up the Scout Memorial in factory new condition. This comes in at $1.22. The super unique brick design throughout the entire weapon looks extremely clean. I also am a huge fan of the nice gold scope on this weapon. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at the best $50 loadout you can pick up right now in CS2. I tried to keep a majority of the budget with the main skins used in CS2 being the AK-47, the M4s, the AWP, and the two starter pistols. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.